Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Pot of Aggie Land. So I'm your host, yours truly, Chase Lane, number 2 in the field, number 1 in y'all's hearts. Really happy to say that I can come back on the show following a weekend and actually break down a win. So kudos to us. I know it wasn't the prettiest of wins, and I'll be getting into all of that, just about the score and, the attendance that came out. But, a win is a win. So let's get right into it. I don't have a quote of the day for you guys today. I apologize, but I just kind of wanted to just get into the win, and just talk about everything that went into that. So let's get right into it. So we won the game 20-3. Wasn't the prettiest of wins, like I stated earlier. I think a lot played into that, and I know it's not really an excuse, but we're a bunch of Texas guys. We play football in the state of Texas, so I do believe that the weather that day played a huge factor in the way we played, because you just saw like guys just making like uncharacteristic mistakes, like Moose, he fumbled after a big catch. Donovan Green, he fumbled. Connor Wegman, he fumbled. Ernest Cronover, he fumbled, and just guys who have good ball security and don't make those kinds of mistakes. And the ball was very wet, and the field was just a mess. So I do believe that the weather played a huge factor. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was like 39 degrees at kickoff, and it was raining during kickoff, and then the wind was playing a factor. So not typically what we're used to, but if we still have to find a way to adapt. So like I said, not an excuse on our part for only putting up 20 points. And look at some stats. Connor Wegman, 11 of 19, 191 yards, 1 touchdown, and he actually ran the ball 8 times for 66 yards. And I think that surprised a lot of people, and I don't know why. But if you go back and you actually watch Connor Wegman's like high school film, like he is a dual threat quarterback, and he has always made plays with his legs, and he got some wiggle in him. So seeing that was like, dang, like in all the games he's played this year, I don't remember him having any like big runs like that. So it was nice to like see him like go back to his old form. Despite everything that was going on in that game, he showed true poise. Confidence in himself and in his teammates. And I think he's going to be really good for years to come, because he's showing so much maturity and poise, and just growth. He's growing every week. And I'm really excited for his future. But I was really happy that he was able to get his first win as a starting quarterback. So that you don't take those lightly. And I think this will give us a good confidence for him, but more so for the team going into LSU week. Some other guys who stood out in their first couple of games. Le'Veon Moss, he had 78 yards and 1 touchdown. Has some good runs actually, and he does that every day in practice. And if you guys were able to come to our practices, and if you guys were able to see like our team run period, like he is a beast, and some of the things that he does at practice are like out of this world. So I'm really looking forward to his growth. And, if Vaughn comes back, if Vaughn doesn't come back, whatever decision he makes, if Le'Veon does get the majority of those snaps next year, I think it's going to be something big for him. So I think he's a kind of running back who can give you, I think he's a 3-back down. He can make long plays with his legs, but he's also a power back. And I think if you have running backs who can possess all of those 3 characteristics, I think you can be very lethal in the backfield. He reminds me of a Isaiah Spiller. Isaiah Spiller, he was able to get those crunch yards when you needed him when you needed him to, but then he was also to gash out those long plays for long yards. So I was really impressed with Le'Veon Moss, and just in the offense that we're in the playbook that we have. It can be complex and it can be confusing at times, but I feel like he's done a great job of, just coming to work every day and, just putting in the work needed to, just master the playbook and just be comfortable out there while he's playing. So he's definitely look much more comfortable since coming in this summer. And one thing about him, man, he's a grinder. He's really, just monotone, no really expressions, and he just goes to work. So kudos to Le'Veon Moss getting his first touchdown, and just giving him confidence as well. Now I have a question for not only myself but for everyone who listens to the show. And the question is, if Alexis Knox or the Hudson team were a position group in football, which would they be and why? For me, I think that they would be the offensive line. If you are familiar with football and the game of football, it starts and ends in those trenches. And you can't get a playoff until the center snaps it, and you can't get a playoff until you get blocking. So pass plays and big shots down the field don't happen unless, O-linemen are in their pass protection, they're protecting the quarterback. You can't get those long touchdown runs from Devon Chain if the O-line isn't blocking the correct guys for Vaughn to pop a big one. Moving into my message, the Hudson team is the number one Zillow ranked team in the Bryan-College Station area based on sales volumes and number of transactions done each year. All members of the team are former students of Texas A&M, including our friend Alexis Knox. Alexis is a broker associate and a realtor with over 5 years of experience. She and the team love helping Aggies find their dream home and are with you every step of the way throughout the process. We all know the importance of a good home in college football, and us Aggies have one of the best. This is especially true in life. So if you're in the Bryan-College Station area or the Austin area, contact them at 281-745-0010. That's 281-745-0010. You can also find Alexis at Alexis Knox Realtor on all social media platforms or on her website, alexisknoxre.com. My guys, Moose Muhammad, Noah Thomas. Noah got his second career touchdown in cutting route, and, he just outran the defender with his speed and got to the pylon. And it's kind of cool seeing guys who look up to you have success, because I know the last couple of weeks that I've been out, and I'll be getting into that later, but the last couple of weeks that I've been out, I feel like I've kind of been a mentor to Noah, because him and I both play the same position at receiver. We were both to the field. We play Z receiver. And, like before we do our chair drills, like before the games, or sometimes during the games, I'll be in the sideline and I'll be helping signal, and he'll like come up to me and he'll ask me, like, hey, like, can you just stand by coach? Like when they're signaling plays, like just in case, like I forget, or like, hey, like what do I got on this? So for him to be that comfortable, just coming up to me and just like using me as a cheat sheet almost, it feels good, because I remember when I was like, a younger guy, and, just going to those older guys and asking for advice and, just making sure I knew what I was doing on the field. It meant a lot. And now it's kind of seeing it come full circle. Now me being that older guy and me helping bring these younger guys along has been really fun. So I'm really happy to see Noah have success. He's another guy who works his ass off, and he's going to be really, really excited to watching his next couple of years. Moose Muhammad, like I said, he had 3 catches for 75 yards. And, when Moose is on the field, he makes plays. And, he went out there and he made plays. He got first downs. He had runs after the catch, and, hearing the crowd say, Moose, it's a really cool atmosphere when they do that. So, that's another guy who he's just so talented. And with him, it just seems effortless, because like I said, I would go back to practice, and some of the things that these guys do in practice is like extraterrestrial, like just out of this world. And Moose is one of those guys who could not catch jugs for 200 days and then come back and make spectacular ass catches. So I've always said that he's got the best hands on the team. And man, when he just got so much talent, I'm going to leave it at that, because he's just so talented. So really happy that my guys in my room are having success, and, just seeing their hard work come to fruition, and, just being rewarded for their hard work. So moving on, some thoughts on the defense. Since I didn't play, but guys were actually coming off the sideline and telling me that they were as physical as Auburn. And if you remember in last week's episode, I kind of talked about how Auburn is probably the most physical team in the SEC. So to hear that from, and I'm not trying to judge them, but they're 1-9. They're not a powerhouse. Uh, they're UMass, and no disrespect to them, but that would be the last team that I would expect someone to come off the field and say like, hey, like this team is physical as hell. So that was really interesting. They came to play, and Coach Fisher kind of said during the week that this team's going to be a pain in the ass to play just because of all the things they do. So they played a lot of man coverage. Little did they play zone. They blitzed on their first. They blitzed on first down and third down. That's what they would do. The same blitz that they sent you on first down, they were sending on third down. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But offensively and defensively, they came to play, and they didn't really seem bothered by the weather conditions. I feel like just being in Boston and just not Boston, excuse me, just being in Massachusetts. I don't know where UMass is, but just being up there in the Northeast, they're more prone to these types of weather conditions. So they came in like it was a regular game, and they didn't really seem phased at all. Of course, the ball may have slipped here or there, and guys may have been slipping around, but I don't think it bothered them as much as it bothered us. And they came to play, and and they kept it close. It was 3-3, 10-3 for a while, and I was just kind of on the sideline, like, damn, like when are we gonna like take off? And we did kind of score towards the end, but they were playing well. Just I feel that they were containing us, and they were able to just get third downs and get third and longs, and just having to make us pass in the weather conditions. I feel like they won first and second down sometimes in the game, and that put us in third down situations. But just kudos to them, man, just coming to play. At this point in the season, when you're not where you want to be, and your season starts to feel like you, what's the word? You misfired, or you didn't match your expectations when you came into the year. Guys can really start to, just tail off and, just not want to play ball. And, especially in the weather conditions that we experienced on Saturday, that gives guys even more of a reason to not want to go out there and play. And, that they came in a long trip from Massachusetts, and, they didn't really have like a fan section, because I don't know who was going to make that trip for them. But, just kudos to those guys, just coming out and just playing with energy, and, just competing. And that's all you can ask when you play the game of football, is just competing. So moving forward, I know everyone has been, talking about the attendance, like, oh, it's because they're 3-7. Oh, it's because Jimbo this, Jimbo that. Oh, it's because man, look, we had an 11 a.m. game. It was 39 degrees. And it was raining. So I don't know who would make that trip to Kyle Field. Even if we were 9-1, I don't think it would be a sellout crowd that we usually have every single week. Cause we damn near sell out every week. So I'm not too fazed by it. And mind you, our stadium is just so big. I saw the number somewhere. We still had 90,000 people show up to the game. So it's just that our stadium holds so much people. 90,000 doesn't look like a lot in Kyle Field. But if you go to like another stadium in a smaller capacity, like 90,000 is going to look like a sellout crowd, right or wrong. So I'm not too fazed by it. I don't think Coach Fisher or anybody was like, damn, like it's empty, because you got to think, I don't think anybody would have made the trip. Even if I was a fan, and let's say that I was a fan of A&M football and we were 9-1, and I saw how the weather was going to be on Saturday, I'm watching that game in the comfort of my home, eating brunch in my pajamas, sitting next to a floor heater. Like, let's be real. And I don't blame any of the fans that didn't come to the game that chose that option. That option sounds like a much better, comfortable option. So, I feel like with us this season, just because of just how much we've been in the news as a program throughout the whole entire year, and, just how much publicity that we do get. I think that the media will find any way to, just get a story out about us, just something to get people to click on. Clickbait. I feel like we're a clickbait team this year. And I think people are just trying to find any way to, just dismantle what we're doing in our program. So I don't pay too much mind to that. It was. I'm gonna be honest. It was a damn. It is kind of empty because we're just so used to sellout crowds. Because you got to look, when we played Ole Miss, when we played Florida, we still had a losing record. We still only have 3 wins, and those were damn near sellouts. So you got to think, if we had the same type of weather that we had in those games and we played in that on UMass, then I would expect the same. So I definitely think that the weather played a part for the attendance turnout. So everybody who's just talking about it on Twitter and social media in general is kind of just like a one in one ear and out the other. So can't really pay any too much mind to that. But yeah, just circling back and just bring everything back together to wrap up the show. A win, no matter how you get it, is just so vital to your team's confidence. And, just being in the locker room, no one was really in there disappointed. I mean, yes, we all think and we all know that we should have beat them by way much more than we did. And, that's just common sense and common knowledge. But, we've been on a 6-game losing streak, man. And we went 0 for whatever in the month of October. And we haven't won a game in just little below 2 months. So just to come back to a winning locker room and, just playing music in the locker room and, just seeing guys smile and just, seeing guys happy again. I feel like that was really fun. And I think it meant a lot to everybody. And, hopefully that I can finish out the season strong. And I just kind of want to talk about my injury a little bit. I kind of forgot, my bad. But I've been having this lower back injury, and I don't think it's anything serious to where it's career ending or anything like that, but it's just been kind of like a nagging type deal with me. And it's been really frustrating, and my trainers have been taking care of me and everyone's been taking care of me. But I have I don't even think I ever said what I had. I have a deep, deep contusion in my lower back, and where I got hit, I actually had to go to the hospital after the Ole Miss game to go get a CT scan on my kidneys to make sure that nothing bad was happening internally. Those came out good. Grace be to God. But so I've just been dealing with this pain in my lower back, and it's kind of limiting me from doing the things that I can do to play and just to be out there for my team. Because at the same time, as much as I want to be out there, as much as I want to be out there competing, I still can't play around with my back because, my back, if you don't have your back, that connects everything essentially. So I'm doing the things and I'm taking the precautionary steps in order for me to return back to play. And, hopefully it can be this week. And I'm really striving it can be this week because I really do want to, finish out this season strong and, just be out there for one last game with my teammates for this season. So, so hopefully I can get back. You guys keep me in your prayers. I'm really happy that we could come out here in the show and we can break down a win. And that's it. I will see everybody back here on Thursday. Peace.